Alright, how's everybody doing today? I'm just doing a short video. Well, hopefully it's a short one. I'm just buttoning up a system that I just did for my boss's kid. It's his birthday coming up. And I just figured I'd do a little quick video on this case. It's a Fractal Meshify. I like the design of the case. I like the amount of space that you have in the back of it because of the cable management, but I don't like the material, the metal it's made out of. It's pretty thin. I'm just used to heavy stuff like on the NZXT, but it's still a pretty easy design. It's good to work with. As far as strength, I wouldn't rate it up there in the top 10. Anyways, on the inside, I have up here fans, dual fans, 120 millimeter ARGB. I've got some Asia Horse cables. I've already got those in. I'm going to wait on that, and I am going to put this heat sink in. It's a eSport by Arctic, the 34 Arctic Freezer 34 single, but I can also make it a dual fan if I want to add the other clip. But believe it or not, the dual and the single, the only difference is when you purchase it is the single just comes with one fan. You can still add another one on with really no issue whatsoever. These little lights are kind of cheesy, but I don't know if that's gonna hold on there. All right. So I gotta move this down in here, see if I can press that on. Come on, baby. It doesn't want to grab. No, I'll pull that out after. I'll have to put by hand. It looks like it's hard to do it with a screwdriver like that. I'm using for thermal paste. It's the the MX4. Sometimes I use the Kingpin. I like the Kingpin too. It's more of a ceramic type. This is really hard to get at in here. Oh man, come on, baby. I don't know if it's in the back. That might be something to do with it. Good Lord. Just remind me to get these out of here. When I fire it up, it'll be sparks flying all over the place. Oh, this fan is really, this radiator on this fan is very sharp. Not as in looking, as in sharp on the fingers. It's not a bad looking little fan. Little radiator fan setup. The red kind of offsets it, makes it pop a little bit. In the case, I have a Gigabyte B550 Aorus board, the Elite. Nice board. I was going to go with the 570. I had one actually sitting in the other room. I should have went with it, but this was all ready to go. The BIOS are all updated in it. For memory, I'm putting 2 sticks of ballistic. And I guess we only had so much of a budget, so I didn't get the ARGB ballistic, but sometimes maybe too much isn't that good. But it's got some ARGB lighting on the 2 fans. Okay, when you do these, everybody knows you do a corner at a time and kind of crisscross so you get it a good even. Get it evenly dispersed over the CPU. I already hooked up the fan. I didn't want to spend an hour trying to play around with all of that. I'm putting the fan on the side of the VRAM because it's already got air blowing from the front of the case over the DDR RAM. So I didn't see much of a. I wanted, if it turns out it runs a little warm, what I'll do is put the other fan on after. But I'd rather get a little bit of air blowing over the VRAM, and the front fans will handle cooling, putting a little extra air on the DDR. So this case was actually pretty good to work with, as far as, like I said, for cable management in the back. It has a nice little kind of like divot in it where you can run all your wiring. I hope you guys can all see that pretty well. I'm going to get this right. I ain't going to have people sending me messages saying, dude, you put it in the wrong bays. All right. Got that taken care of. I got this all set up. Put that in. These cables are so easy to keep clean. I put a little wireless adapter, a Wi-Fi adapter in there. You can see it right there. I shouldn't move this around, that ain't very professional. Okay. So there we have it. All right. Okay, I want it to pull through. So I'm going to have to push this down in here. Tuck that under. That's nice. Okay. I kind of like the way this just pops right on. It's easy. Let's get this out of the way. Okay. Goes right in the little notches where the fan screws would normally go on this 120. Put that over there. We're putting a Sapphire 6800 in it, and I'll tell you what, I pre-measured it, and this thing is going to be tight. Wow, look at that. I got like a ½ an inch. If I get a double fan in, that's what I'm going to end up putting inside of this thing. I am not going to bother with this 3-fan. It's just too bloody big. But this is all I have right now, is all 3-fan. I was going to put a 3060 in it, but the kid's really not into my luck. He will end up getting into ray tracing games, but this should do the trick for him one way or the other. I think he's going to be 13 years old. Jeez, I remember him when he was just a little tot. You don't want to tighten these down too hard. The chip, the CPU in it is a 5600. 5600X, if you want to get specific with it. Alright. On this one, you got to always check. It seems like every one of these video cards, you got your 8 pins on with the tab facing up. You got the 8 pins with the tab facing down. It starts to get a little kind of confusing after a while. I remember one day I spent 20 minutes trying to put the things in, and I finally figured out that they were different. Okay, something seems a little bit tight. I know what it is. I probably should put these this way. That makes it a little easier. I'll straighten out all the stuff later. This card, man, this card is gonna... I don't like the way that's sitting. No, not good. This card is definitely gonna be pretty close to the glass, I'll tell you that. Okay, everything's lined up now. Wow, that is not cool on this part. Okay, it's getting hung up a little bit. I'm gonna have to go in on an angle. For some reason, it's getting just hung up a little bit on the fins of the GPU. Okay, that looks like it's clearing now. And it did. Okay, that's good. Wow, that sits right on there. Alright, so B550 board in a Fractal case. Gigabyte B550, BIOS flashed, 2 ARGB fans, up here fans, they're dual. I could have almost put I would have never been able to put the water cooler that I was thinking about putting in here. I could have put a 3-fan, but it really doesn't need it. It's going to blow nice right across the fan, right across the video card and the board. Get some air on this memory, as well as this pulling through the radiator, putting some air on the VRAM. So I think we're looking pretty good on that part. Let's pop it up. This is awful. I've got to get some better lighting. Okay, so look at this thing. Looks like a little alien he is. Alright, so that's what we got. Not bad, looking for a little... Believe it or not, this is the kid's first PC. He's going to get a 6800 video card with 56X chip. BIOS are flashed. I already pre-checked the board earlier. It has a 750 power supply in it. And let's take a look at the back. The cable management, this is what I liked about the case. As you can see, the cable management is really, really nice as far as easy to work on. It's just a nice, what I was talking about is how everything goes right in here. Even with the NZXT, it doesn't do that. It's still all the way across, but you do have ties for cable management and whatnot. What do you think, guys? Should I leave the tape on? Okay. So that pretty much wraps it up. EVGA power supply. This is going to be cleaned up a little bit on top. It doesn't have any, yeah, this doesn't come with any USB-C on it. I'm putting in a 2 terabyte HDD hard drive because for extra storage, but right now to get them started, it has a Samsung 500 970 Evo 970. The back of this is nice, isn't bad. Doesn't have a lot. Well, you get your 2.5 gig sound, which not too many people use anymore. You do have digital out. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 USBs plus 2 in the front. No USB-C. 6. I'm sorry, 7, 8. So it's got quite a bit. A display and an HDMI, but no one's ever going to use it because this doesn't have a G chip and it doesn't do video from that, which you won't need anyways because he's got this little baby in there. Look at it, not a lot of room. That's it. Can you see that? That is tight. That's a little bit too tight. If I can get a double fan, I can maybe get another inch off of it. So I've got some coming in this week from my buddy down in, not down, I should say, over there in Ohio. And if there's a double fan in with that pallet, I'm going to pull this out and put one of them in. So it may end up with an NVIDIA. I don't think he's going to be too particular on what it does get. So anyways, that's what I wanted to do. Just do a little quick wrap up. I am going to get some better lights. This is really kind of sad, but the cable management was a breeze in this thing. But like I said, as far as build quality of the case, I like the design. I don't like I think they could have gone a little heavier. Like over here, you got to be careful. You do have to be careful with these because I have had problems with these stripping out. There's not much holding them on. It's basically just a little, what's underneath that thing is just basically the same thing that goes on the case where the motherboard sits, a standoff type thing, and when you put the glass on, you just screw it into that. I doubt I'm going to be able to, this is almost 20 minutes. I don't think it's going to fit on Facebook. So anyways, when I fire it up, I install the Windows. That's what I'm going to do, is finish taping this, and I'll put it on. And this would probably cost, what, let me see, on the street to get this done, probably a couple $1,000, I would think, between everything. Couple grand the way things are these days. This almost looks bent, but it's not. It's just got a weird shape to the front. It's crazy. So that was easy. That was quick. It ain't like the old days when you used to have to put everything in, all kinds of different cables and whatnot. It was insane. And then once you fired it up, you had to select petitions, assign stuff. It was, oh my God, I tell you what, I really don't miss the old DOS days at all. Probably 50% of y'all don't even remember that. So yeah, I've had a good week, as with Stewie. Stewie, you out there? Because I ain't gonna be pulling no retard this week. I seen that. I did start cracking up. All right, I know that goes on there. I'll put it on after. All right, so that's it. Quick build. Nothing like that one that Stuart put on. He just did a build. It was incredible. It was a Marvel theme, and it was where the cooler was, the water cooler. It said, it looked like Iron Man's power supply that went on his suit, and it said proof that Tony Stark had a heart. And it was awesome, and it sunk into its own, I guess it would be its own computer type table. And it was just the paint job on it was incredible. It looked like something you'd put on a car. Yeah, it was pretty impressive. So I'm not there. If you had the money, I would try. I don't know about the table thing. That was pretty cool. But anyways, I hope everybody enjoyed this. And I'm gonna go chill out. So have a good day, y'all. Let's see, get a little quicker look. Bingo. Real quick look in. Asia Horse cables, fans, Arctic cooler. Oh, I put it on the right way. Arctic freezer 34 eSport Sapphire Pulse 6800 card with a 56X chip. 5000 series B550 Aorus motherboard, and it does have a Wi-Fi adapter already in there with a a 500 gig Samsung Evo 970 M.2, and I sure do hope there's no problems once we fire it up. So everybody, have a good day.